To support women. I'm glad to be here today. Got it. The day off from my play. I'll be on stage tonight, so I'm glad to do it. It's an honour.
Thank you.
Hi. Sorry, guys. Why is this event important to you?
I'm a feminist.
I think it's always important to hear what women actually go through and actually to understand how incredibly resourceful women are.
It's very exciting to be here with Women in the World, which tell stories of women who are heroes, women who have extraordinary narratives, women from Africa, India, Middle East, who you haven't heard of perhaps, but whose stories just move you, break your heart, just make you gasp.
I'm going to be talking about myself, sharing about my experience as one of the former child soldiers, and then I'll be able to talk about women's rights and then the importance of education to especially children in the war-torn countries, which is very important.
It's a really exciting combination of women whose stories you've never heard of and women whose stories are familiar, but who maybe you're going to see them in a new way.
Why is it that the Taliban will try to assassinate Malala? Why is it that Boko Haram will close down schools? Why is it that it's always to do with women? And that's because maybe extremists know better than we do that when we look at the research, all the evidence indicates time and again that when you empower women, when you educate girls, our societies are strengthened.
Every time a mother looks in the mirror and sighs and says, ugh, that girl grows up thinking, I see, that's what it means to be a grown-up woman, is to go, ugh. That is the relationship that I'm to have to my body.
Beneath the surface of their Twitters or their Instagram, where they're posting smiling pictures with their friends or pictures of gigs they've gone to, there's a lot, like a darker side to it, definitely.
I then sort of embraced my own life and I got myself together, and it took me a number of years. And during that time, I worked a lot. The work was a great place for me to exist. Mm-hmm. And then that culminated in winning an Oscar. And that caused an epiphany, which was, this is not the answer. This is actually holding this gold statue and I was sitting in the Beverly Hills Hotel, and it was all extraordinary, and I was the loneliest I'd ever been.
I came from New York to see this because I was so moved by the panel and who was going to be speaking, and we were just talking about how it's almost impossible to put in words how profound it was.
Today was moving in ways I couldn't imagine. Just hearing about some of the stories, some of the things that people go through, it made me cry. I physically wept because there's just so much injustice, but yet there's so much strength. And I think if we combine and use that strength, we can truly change the world.
So I think it's good that when women can come to things like this, it's almost like reassurance of actually you've got a good point and you've got a good story to tell, go and tell it. So it's reinforcing that something has to change.
It is the right time for us to keep on pushing, to keep on letting people understand the power of women. I don't think we are far. We are there.